What's up, everyone? My name is Will, and you're watching a live stream on William's C-Sharp walkthroughs. In this particular episode, I'm just tapering off from my previous workshops where I'm building an app and a platform called Telefy. Telefy is a Telegram-based service, or rather, I would prefer to say that Telefy is nothing too much more than a platform for people to, particularly merchants selling online by e-commerce and suppliers of products and SaaSes, to liaise and communicate with each other so that logistical pipelines can be more efficiently built. Telefy is basically a communications tool to allow, again, product and SaaS sellers and merchants to communicate. And I sort of pitched Telefy as a full-on e-commerce platform. But to scale to that level, I want to take it one step at a time. So right now, Telefy, what I'm building is just basically a service that again allows merchants and product and SaaS vendors to communicate. And the name Telefy derives from Telegram because I'm using Telegram bot API. I'm leveraging Telegram bot API in order to commission bots, right? Telegram bots. So my service kind of revolves around Telegram, a Telegram client. However, I am looking at some solutions in order um, to build some topologies that kind of network topologies that stray away from Telegram or Telegram API, Telegram bot API that is. That leads me to today's video. So this is episode 11, I think. Excuse me. I have like 11 or so videos on this topic. And before you guys, right now on your screen, in terms of my Visual Studio, what you see is literally a blank project. The reason I have a blank project is because what I want to do is build what I built already with Telefy, throughout the last 11 or so videos or live streams that I've been holding. I want to build Telefy, the UWP application from scratch again. Why do I want to do this? Well, simply put, when I'm considering API structure and general design patterns for code bases, I got to the point where I was able to push a hello world message from my Telegram bot pertaining towards the code base that I built for Telefy. That was pretty fun. That was pretty exciting. However, my code was just literally classes dumped in my project root folder, right? And I wasn't really satisfied with that. So what I want to do, I want to use this as a bit of an educational platform, an educational springboard for me to talk about a few things. And let me put up some of these topics here. So some core OOP structures that I kind of want to implement for this. So again, the main idea is that I want to push Hello World over on Telegram. I need to... I should have booted up my Telegram already. It's okay, I can do that again. No matter how prepared I was for this stream, I forgot to boot Telegram. It doesn't matter, I got it down here. So I want to implement I'm not gonna say a true MVC compliant pattern for my code base, because if I put up MSDN, which MSDN is now known, Microsoft Developer Network is now known as Learn Microsoft. Excuse me. So MVC, Models View Controller pattern, is derived for ASP.NET applications. But I think there are some behaviors and concepts that I could use for my UWP application pertaining towards MVC that's really useful. So when we're looking at MVC, Model View Controllers, we're really looking at three things. We're looking at separation of concerns via models. We're looking at controlling data flow of user interface and business logic controllers. And we're looking at user interface, which is views. I don't know if I said that right. I'm going to say that again. So business logic, handled in the models realm. In the realm of controllers, we're looking at the interface between UI and business logic and application. And the views looks at user interface at a very general level. And MVC goes beyond just folder structure. MVC goes down to behavioral patterns, right? So if we're kind of borrowing from ASP.NET, some of these paradigms from ASP.NET, we can see, I don't know if I got the example up here. There was another example somewhere. A really simple example. I don't know if it was this article. Yeah. So in this controller, this example class on Learn Microsoft, understanding controllers, we have this like simple controller class, and all it has is like two methods: action result index, action result about, and it returns a view. So the controller is basically interfacing the view from the model, right? So the information pertaining towards, from what I can glean here, the information pertaining towards a home page and a welcome message is returned to the view, right? And information pertaining towards that about page is returned to the view. So this is what the controller does. The controller in MVC controls the flow of visual data from models to user interface layer, right? And probably it's bidirectional, so it probably goes both ways. So again, if you look at some of the older clips, I don't really want to put it up right now. I could do, because I've got a YouTube tab up here. Why not? Even in my previous live stream, I could just put it up now. Let me just see. This is 9.5. I think it was number 10. Yesterday's live stream was fun. I had a good time. But I want to show you guys why. Let me mute it. I want to show you guys why I'm doing this, why I'm writing from scratch at this early stage. Again, it's not even that I'm writing from scratch. I found it, I'm at a milestone where now is a good time to, not even to refactor, but to just refine the code base such that, again, I said this in my previous live stream yesterday. Have a look, guys. So all my classes, I know I'm streaming in 720p today because of lag. I want minimal lag. And I know this is going to be really hard to read, but all my classes are just dumped in this root directory, essentially where my project is. And albeit I had an interface structure, so I defined a contract whereby there were interfaces with interface behaviors, and I was tapping into those behaviors in a pipeline in order to create a hello world message from authentication of my Telegram bot. It was pretty cool. But I want to go a step further, and that's why instead of this here, like just classes all dumped, I'm not just going to look at folder structure. So I will have like models view controller folders, and I'll have relevant classes, but I want to construct behaviors that route data across my platform, across my application, from user interface to essentially business logic. I could say database. I'm probably going to rely on like XML schemas in terms of database. I just realized I just saw my live stream for this here, and I need to get the URL to update my social handle. So I'm gonna, sorry guys to interrupt myself. I'm gonna go off screen quickly. I'm gonna grab my link because I need to share my link on my Instagram. So do bear with me. Let me go off this just so it's not too confusing. Where's that models view controller page? Just lend me a minute, guys. Let me see what I can do here. I'm just off screen. Just gonna quickly share my workshop so that anyone who's interested may be able to find me via my socials, or my Instagram rather. So yes, this is a good opportunity actually with regards to me building from a blank UWP application, because essentially you guys can see what I'm doing from the ground up. Hopefully no breaks. And when I say no breaks, I don't mean like I'm not going to take breaks. I mean like I'm just going to keep coding until I got Hello World up and running via my Telegram bots. So if you want to know how to build a very simple Telegram bot feature where you can push Hello World from a Telegram bot, then this might be the live stream for you. I've done it already in the previous live stream, but I'm doing this now with I want to say best or good coding practices in mind. I'm borrowing from good coding practices, and I'm trying to implement some of these concepts. So without much further ado, guys, let's get started. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at here? When I say I want to build an application with decent best practices with regards to the relationship between user interface and business logic layer. So most applications, if we're talking about UWP, have a XAML, right? As you can see here, I might not pop it up on screen because it will take a minute to load. I do need to actually open this on second thought, because I need to build a user interface, and I already have the XAML. I wrote it out in my previous workshops, and I have my Notepad++ up off screen. So I'm gonna get my XAML. That was quick. I realized in these later builds of Visual Studio 2022, there's no designer view, and this saves so much time. I was actually on a tangent. I was playing around with Core Window UWP. So there's a Windows project template called Core Window. Oh, sorry, no, called Core Application, and it's UWP. There's a flavor of UWP Core Application with AOT, which is what's AOT again? Ahead of time compilation. So apparently it's UWP with some under the hood improvements, but there's no XAML, and it was really fast. I was really impressed by it. But obviously you need to involve your own custom graphics rendering. Excuse me, guys. If you want to use UWP Core Application, you need to implement your own graphics rendering engine. You could use Win2D if possible, although Win2D is kind of tied to XAML, so I had issues. You could use DirectX or Direct2D, but you can't use XAML, right? But the trade-off is that UWP Core Application project type template is fast because of like under the hood improvements. Maybe I'll find a Learn MSDN, a Learn Microsoft article so we can have a look. So anyway, but the thing is, I've got XAML. This is my user interface for my previous workshops. However, I just want to use the login page. So I have a login page here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. So I have a password box. It's actually, password box is here. And yeah, because the idea is that you want to log in with a username and password and your bot token. Simple thing, just testing my credentials. I'm going to import this view box. Just this. And what this means is that I'll have some visual data to play around with, because again, if I'm building a UWP app, then essentially we want to look at how the user interface front interacts with the business logic and how MVC is responsible for the data flow between the UI layer and the business logic, right? So this is a login page, believe it or not. It's a very simple one. I have a few controls, a password box, two password boxes, one for the bot token, a password box for username, for your user credentials, and a username text box. What you have to do is actually register. So I have a registration button somewhere and a login button over here. So register and login. And there are two events. I'm going to delete these events actually and make them again. So I'll delete that, these click events, because essentially they will fire two different pieces of logic. One, that the register button will take the field data from the UI and create a text file to store your user credentials. Security not too great, but for this level of like rapid application development, this kind of level of I'm prototyping my application, it's okay. And then I use the file storage API for that, which I showed in like, I think workshop 1. I think in workshop 1 or 2, I think it was workshop 1, I was able to, or workshop 2 if not 1, I was able to get the file storage API working, although I did have some issues. I should have debugged it better. There are hidden folders on Windows, and you can access them if you give yourself the permission on your Solution Explorer. But there are working directories within your project that you can store like metadata, XML text files in and stuff. It's pretty cool. So we have our user interface. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to just load this program, because what's going on is that there are directories that need to be built. and I haven't even run my program. So these directories haven't been built. I'm running a debug build right now of Telefy UWP, targeting an x86 architecture, CPU architecture x86, which is 32 bits. This is probably the most compatible across CPU architecture types with regard to Intel CPUs, because 32-bit is forward compatible with 64-bit. So I'm targeting x86, right? And I want to build these directories. So I'm going to go ahead and hit run. Let me just make sure I'm clean with errors. I don't have any errors, that's fine. I have no particular logic apart from there's obviously the initialized component logic. Apart from that, I'm going to run my app so I can build my directories, because what you'll find is that if you go to your debug folder, there'll be nothing there until you run your program for the first time. If you run without debugging, you won't get the debug directory. Surprise, surprise. But that's fine. That's why I want to run the app for the first time right now, because it will boot quickly or quicker with respect to later when I add an actual code base. So I can build the directories for the first time, and we can work on that on the back end. Whilst that's going on, whilst I'm loading my UWP application, and hopefully we have no errors and we can look at the UI, let's look at today's agenda. I didn't really make a new agenda from yesterday. I live streamed yesterday. I was too tired to stream again. I said that I might do a video game one, which, yes, I'm probably going to do a video games development live stream. I'm studying DirectX 12. I'm embarking on studying DirectX 12 APIs, because DirectX 12, the SDK for Windows 10 includes DirectX 12 APIs, if I'm not mistaken, but you can get DirectX 12 from Nougat. However, there is a project template on my version of Visual Studio for DirectX 11, but I'm going to target DirectX 12. But I'm probably going to have to study DirectX 11 to grasp an overall understanding of version 12. Because what I want to do is kind of embark on a series of 2D games development, but I don't want to use like Win2D and C#. This is a tangent, guys, while we're waiting for UWP to load. So I want to use a more industry standard. So I want to kind of shy away from Win2D and rely more on like DirectX, because that's much more of a DirectX is more of an industry standard than Win2D, and performance wise, you can't really C# can't really beat C++ in various respects. C++ is a lower level language in that respect, although C# is really good. You can do a lot with C#. So let's go through the agenda. So I didn't really make a new agenda, but what we want to focus on again, I put complete on this because of yesterday, but I want to again today push hello world from a bot chat on my Telegram to test my API workflow. If my bot says hello world in this workshop, if I get to that stage, that means that what I coded, the workflow that connects my UWP app here to like Telegram's client, was successful, which I did yesterday. So you can check out episode 10, if I'm not mistaken, episode 10, the one before this, if you want to see that. If you go to all like the last 3/4 of the stream, I got hello world to work. What else do I have on this agenda? I'll try and read out all of it and try and just like explain what the roadmap is. So as we're waiting for UWP, the first build is always like the longest for some reason. So this build is started, but it's going to take a while. So I want to build a Telefy server, so a dedicated server. So what I mean by this is that there are a few things to bear in mind. Telefy is changing even as I develop this platform, Telefy. But essentially, as I said, I'm trying to build a reality where people can do one of two things. They can log onto an application called Telefy, a UWP app, which you can get from a vendor, like you can get from a storefront like Windows Store. It'd be my second app that I have pushed to Microsoft Store, which is quite exciting. My first app being a Telegram app, it was my post-scheduling Lite application. Generally speaking, like my app schedules Telegram posts automatically based on the schedule that you push. That's my first app. This will be my second app. If I can get it done, hopefully I can complete it. and so you fire up UWP Telefy, and you have a directory of you are met with a directory of suppliers if you're a merchant. So there's two accounts, or three rather. There's customer accounts, there's merchant accounts, and there's SaaS product supplier accounts. And let's say you're a merchant, you want to sell trainers as an example. Let's say we want to sell trainers, guys, right? Unbranded, white, blue, red trainers, I don't know. Generic trainers with no logos on them. We can hop on Telefy, find a list of suppliers of generic trainers, and we can communicate with these suppliers in order to order their stock, right? Which then we can, and again, Telefy is not trying to replace other middleware. Telefy is not trying to replace other software platforms. Telefy is trying to add to your pipelines. So that's why I'm doubling down on Telefy. And I'm speaking a lot, guys, and UWP is taking ages to load right now, so I'm talking a lot. My app is nearly loaded. We're gonna start coding soon. Bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. But just so we all get the picture, Telefy exists to not to be like a Swiss Army knife per se, but to do a couple things really good. And one of them I want Telefy to do really good is the liaising between merchants and suppliers of platforms and SaaS. My app just loaded off screen. Here we go, finally. Okay. Let me just do something here on my camera. Cool. Let me see. And guys, I don't want to. I was considering to myself, I don't particularly want to rely on Telegram bot API for my server, because what will happen is that each instance of Telegram app, Telegram UWP, will communicate with, will basically be like a handle for, again, suppliers and merchants to communicate. But in order to manage this topology, I need a server. And I don't want to rely on Telegram bot API for that. It is possible. I did talk about this in like episode 1 or 2 of this workshop series. However, it's easier, it's better if I use if I build my netcode based on another API, I could use sockets. Sockets will allow for the most robust, customized solution for netcoding. I think I have a sockets article here. So using sockets to send, you can basically send data over TCP protocol. WebSockets, I think, is more tailor-made for the web, but I think you can get away with sockets, for connecting apps over the internet. Although I haven't really played with WebSockets, so I'm not 100% sure. Sockets is amazing for LAN communication topologies, but for web topologies, I think you can still use sockets. Otherwise, there are some middleware like Azure PlayFab. I've used PlayFab. I played around with PlayFab. It's one of Microsoft Azure's services where you build an app, you build a game actually, and you can integrate multiplayer features and like netcode features into your games using this particular cloud service. Azure Play. I don't know if it's still Azure PlayFab, but it's definitely called PlayFab. But then there's also like Azure Cloud Services, which is probably the most general purpose, which is probably the best bet for my application. But we're not there yet, so I'm gonna just fire out my application again. I seem to have just minimized it. Wow, this is taking ages. I'm just like ready to code, but unfortunately, I do have an underpowered setup in the sense that my laptop is really old, so my apps really take long to load, guys. But after this first build, hopefully it won't be so long. Let's just wait, and then we can continue with the stream. Here we go. So you just saw me, guys, like about 10 minutes ago, import my XAML, and we're met with this this is a very simple UI, right? So there's no logic behind this UI. We're gonna get to that. So let's say, for example, this is what I was doing in the previous workshops. I'll put Wills in there. That's my username, password, and I would import my bot token. So I just write some like random string, and I would log in as a placeholder logic flow, as a placeholder like login page, right? And then after that, I would get a hello world message just as placeholder, right? So without much further ado, guys, I would like to start this live stream. We're gonna start with implementing MVC to MVC to basically handle our data flow before we even get to using Telegram bot API. If you want to skip ahead, watch the previous workshops on the Telegram bot API implementations. I'm going to do that again, hopefully in this stream. It's going to be better than the other episodes because we're going to be using, design patterns to help us. But let's get started with our live stream, guys. Let me know on the chat. This is a live stream, so I'm live. As you're watching me, I'm here in the UK. Let me know if the levels are too loud, too quiet. I can adjust them. If you prefer light theme, let me know. I was requested to change the dark theme, which I did. Hold on, guys. I'm just checking my levels. Yeah, I think I'm kind of sound. The music's probably quite loud, but not too loud. Put it that way. So what I want to do, I want to emulate what I did in the previous live stream where I had hello world pop up on my Telegram client. Let's handle MVC stuff so that we can at least store our username, password, and bot token in our models, in the realm of our models. And then we can pass a function, we can invoke a function to authenticate our bot connection. But first we want to log on to the application. So I'm going to make a very simple login feature to log in to Telefy. So everyone, but first we've got to register the login. I've got reference code from my previous workshops off screen. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to close this. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to make notes as I'm going about this because I will forget things. Okay, so first things first, we obviously have MVC implementation. Let's look at the view first because that's the most obvious thing when we start our app. View components. Brackets are right, user interface, UI. UI stuff is particularly coupled with the main page. So any of you guys writing CSharp using any project type, in particular UWP, just know that the main page class pertains strongly towards our XAML, right? It's a partial class, which means some of this implementation is handled in a different space, in a different class. And so what we want to do, I'm going to make 3 folders. I'm going to right click my Telefy UWP and I'm going to make a models view and controller folder. Again, it's not just folder structure that we're concerned with. We're going to look at behaviors of what a model does, behaviors of what a controller controls, what a controller's responsibility is, and what a view does. So we're going to be working with methods, not just folders, but we're going to add folders as well. MVC is a great framework because MVC is a separation of concerns framework. And when we're obviously building a when we're building a code base at let's say at an enterprise level, at a commercial level, these design patterns become a lot more important. So we want to kind of get the practice in now, right? Check these levels quickly. Should be good, hopefully. Alright, cool. Now the views folder sort of interrupts with our controller, because the controller is going to be pulling view data and then passing our view data to relevant notifiable model components, right? So what we're concerned with here is our UI data. So username, password. Oh goodness. Oh, let me write that again. Password. Oh, I can't even spell. I'll just write username again. Username, password, and bot token. Right? So we want to pass our UI data to notifiable model components to process our view data via our controller. We'll do this with methods.
Problem with data science and
sorry guys, my music is running via YouTube and I'm getting ads. So again, this is a chill stream, so I'll try to mute ads. What should I call my control? I'm making a controllers class. I just UI controller. I think that's quite fair. UI controller.cs. I'm not going to implement this as an interface. I could do, but I don't think it's necessary. It's going to be like 1 or 2 methods. I could still do it. For now, I'll make the class. Interface. Oh wait, hold on. What's going on? Here we go. Yeah, I want to simplify things as much as possible, but we will be using interfaces later down the line for our data logic. Helps a lot. In our models folder, we're probably going to just have our business logic. we'll come to our models last probably. Views is going to pass. Now this is the thing. Views is gonna pass, or rather hold, our visual information. Visual, yeah. So data pertaining to our UI. So stuff that would be on the XAML, like the actual field data for the username and password, we're gonna store in our views, in our views folder, and our controller will have access there. Alright, cool. What's next? I want to note, guys, I'm not using binding. I'm not using XAML binding for this. It would be really convenient, but I'm not going to use XAML binding for this just yet. Alright, I'm gonna get started. Let me just let Visual Studio catch up a little bit. Visual Studio's just hanging up a little bit. Let's wait a couple seconds. I don't know, just VS's Visual Studio just taking a while. Chat is really loud. I'm a little worried calling this function on text change. I think in terms of performance, this might be quite taxing, but in the grand scheme of things, it should be okay. Oh, maybe I can't. I can't access members of E of my text change event args. Trying to. Yeah, here we go. Got it. Let me know, guys, if you can read the text enough. I can always zoom in. Oh, it's quite self-explanatory. What's good about using properties, guys, is that we can put logic in our properties. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, guys. I'm off screen and I messed up. Wow, it's been a minute since I've done this. It's much better, right? Oh well. One sec, guys. This is the shorthand, I think, but how do you... I forgot how to make the longhand of a property. It's so basic, but I forgot. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One sec. Is that example here? Completely forgot. Happens. Simple. It is what it is. Let me just look at some example. I just need to see how it looks. Oh. Wait, where's it get? Where's it get set? There's a way to do it. Yeah, this is the way I know how to do it. Oh, that's a cool shorthand. I've not seen it like that. Oh, okay, that's cool. So I used to do it a different way. Oh yeah. Completely forgot that. Sorry guys. It's been a minute. Maybe it was that way I did it. The particular way I do I do my short hands and my long hands. Why is it looking so different? Sorry guys, let me just get this out of the way quickly. So basic, and I can't believe I forgot. Why is it not working? Public string. Yeah, return. Cause I do it a different way. Don't mind, I get so confused. Because I want to access this member. I think you gotta expand it, but I might be wrong on that. The way I used to do it is I would expand the get sets so I can access relevant fields. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let me try something. This is probably not gonna work, but I want to see it for myself. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I'll just do it how MSDN is telling me. Don't really mind about the nullable team. That's how it is. Completely forgot. Oh, no, I'm getting that confused. So sorry guys, I know I'm tripping over some simple stuff, but I really want to just like... I'm stubborn as hell, so I just want to just get this right. There's multiple shorthands for these properties, and I haven't used properties in a minute, that's why I got so confused. Sorry guys, simple things. Alright, let's continue. Public property accessing private field. Simple. So the idea, guys, is that do I want to access my data in a static context or an instanced context? And the thing is, if I'm going to have one user logged in at one time, I think a static context is safe enough. So I'm going to test that out. So I'm going to limit my instantiations of my classes. These are my views, UI view. Because I'm considering, do I need to instantiate this class more than once? Not particularly if I'm holding credentials. So I might as well access these members, my property and username field in a static context. Go to my views namespace. Here's my property. I don't want 3 methods for my 3 fields, man. I want to use one method. But how do I distinguish three string types? There's probably a way, but for now I'm just going to have 3 separate methods. Really segregate my concerns.
I want to challenge you to create a 300.
Oh my goodness. Sorry guys for the ad. My property is a get set, so I'm not going to use get. I'm going to use username with a capital.
If, hypothetically, there was a learning program
Oh, look at that. Alright. So we have our accessing logic for our bot token, username and password. What's next? Just gonna pull some reference code, guys, from my previous workshop. I don't even know if it's here. I'm looking for the logic that actually stores data, like text data. I don't remember the file storage API stuff off by heart, like, you know, off the top of my mind. Let's see. Control F, Notepad++. Where is it gone? Is it on this file? Maybe not. Oh, it was on my Telefy core, wasn't it? Let me just double check, guys. Get my files up. Sorry guys, 1 minute, I just need to get up my file. Storage folder, that's what it is, storage folder API. Kinda need this. What's the namespace? I kind of forgot. this one. So guys, my controller, my UI controller class in my controller's namespace should be responsible for the communication between the model and the views. So I don't want my views to communicate with my models directly. I want my controller class to have behavior that deals with communication between views and models. That's the whole point of MVC in my situation here. So just to make you guys aware of what I'm doing. Okay. So guys, I don't want um, there's two ways I can look at what I'm trying to achieve with my views and controller. Is my controller polling, in a sense, is my controller polling my views domain to for my controller to moderate views and models, or is my views passing data to my controller and then my controller taking action? This is a good segue to my next topic, which is event-driven systems. I want to look at the publish-subscribe model for program logic, and eventually netcode if we get there. So I want to see if I can now sort of implement an event system that kind of coincides with my MVC kind of behavior. I have learned Microsoft somewhere. So I suppose that my view is an event, produces an event, and my controller sort of consumes my event in this respect, and then my controller will moderate the data between views and models. I hope I got that right. All right, let's try like this. I feel like my controller should be notified. My controller should be. I mean, if I want to put an observer pattern, then my controller will likely be looking at my view. But here I'm publishing my event to my controller, so it's a little different. There's a comment here too, isn't there? My TV is about to turn off if I don't toggle the button. Hey, I got a comment. What's up, guys? Properties. Yeah, so I might as well type in the chat. So yeah, guys, so to answer 777NQ, I'm making a Telegram bot app. I have an app on Windows Store, which is I have an app on the Windows Store, which is a Telegram bot scheduling app. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. What I'm doing here, if you look at my previous live streams to get a better picture, I'm building what I built in those live streams, but I'm just making my app a little bit more design pattern friendly, right? So what I'm doing is essentially, I want to create an app that interfaces people who people who sell online, like trainers, e-commerce, with people who supply for e-commerce. It's just an app idea, right? But I'm using the Telegram bot API because I want to introduce Telegram bot features to the platform as well. I'm still figuring out what the platform does, but if you want a summary, consider Telefy, my app, as a platform that connects e-commerce sellers with product SaaS vendors. That's all it is. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, you can use properties. So I'm a little late on the comments, but yeah, you can use properties for event-driven architecture. Yep, I would implement properties to access my private fields, but for like data access, yeah, you can use properties and hook some events there. That's also a smart move. Alright, where was I? So I was just looking at some of the comments. Alright, so login click. So I want to pass my logging data to my controller. So what's in controllers? Nothing. let's make a function or something. Do I want a static context for my controller? Probably. I don't want instantation issues. So my UI controller will probably be accessed via a static context. So I'll have an instance class with static members.
used to text like fireworks, now watching your dad just gleam. Three bubbles, then nothing, guessing back to guessing what you think. You said you're not in the game, just got a phone, you're lost in thought. But your last online was midnight and my name just fell off your bar. You move like gravity, then float off like air. Said you're different, I just didn't know where. Now I'm stuck on typing. Like I'm the one who meant. Wasn't it you who leaned in first and said I made you feel safe? I don't trust the replies, they don't taste like care. You turn good morning into a message I don't dare. You like the calls I made except the one that asked me honest. Funny how you
Alright.
leave me daily, but your heart still set to caution. You kiss like you meant the world, then vanish like a test run. What's with these soulmates that time out after the fun? I've seen this plot device start ghosting. You say it's not you, I say cool, it depends. Now I'm stuck on typing, but no one's ever lied. You built a bridge with fire that left me holding sand. You said don't overthink it, but I read between the lines. Even silence has a meaning, and your sounds a lot like goodbye. They love the chase, but not the arrival. They love the echo, but not the reply. They say I felt it, but never I stayed. They want your attention, but not the way. They float like fire and vanish like breath. They crave your softness, feel what's left. They want deep souls, just not the depth. So don't get attached, then beg for respect. Now I'm stuck on typing. While you post quotes about space, you write poems in my DMs, then erased your training. I won't beg for context or decode delay. Just remember you paused, and I walked away. I won't regret. I won't
Want to break into cybersecurity?
Negociate
Okay, so what I'm trying to achieve here, guys, is that this function, when you construct this class, you're passing your text data from the UI, and you're passing, and basically I'm passing my text, my UI data, my username, password, and bot token to this field, to this function. But here's the catch. I want a general purpose function for different field data. So anytime this public function is invoked, I'm passing text data. So in one instance, in one scenario, I can pass my username. And in that, let's say instance number 1, where I pass my username, I am creating I am initializing this action. So my function field data transit is being passed as a variable UI field routing action, right? But the parameter changes, doesn't it? Because our username, password, and bot token will be passed individually. So the only thing that changes here on invocation of this public function is our parameter. So when we invoke this function, right, it just means when we call field data transit, or we pass this variable, better said, because we're dealing with delegates here. When I pass this variable, then I can uniquely deal with username, password, and bot token accordingly. That's what I'm trying to achieve with this routing class, this routing feature rather. Field data transit. Oh, wait. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, of course. And a public function to pass this information. I can use a property. It'd be cool if I can pass globals as a parameter, guys. Just interesting. Just an interesting thought. So in order for this function to operate correctly, initialize actions, I just need to make sure that this property text data is updated with the relevant field data when routing. Because what's going on is that when you invoke this function, you gotta pass a string. Ideally, you wanna pass text data with the updated username, password, or bot token. Then that means that this function can be invoked with the relevant a username, password, and bot token can be passed into this function, field data transit. 1 second, guys. I keep flopping with the music. So when field data transit gets called, we have our say username, and then our username, so wills, gets passed via this router function. And where's router? And then router then just basically what this router function is gonna do is store or process my field data in the modules domain. Interesting. So of course I want to store my username when I register my credentials, my username, password. onto a text file. That's where this, oh, sorry, I bumped into my TV. That's where store text data comes into play with my storage folder API, which is a class basically, which just streams, a class that streams onto disk, like file streaming or whatever. That's it. This is in my models domain, by the way. This is data storage. So I gotta call this via my controller when I'm routing my data. Excuse me. Where am I? So if I want to store my data, hence if my boolean is true, then I invoke my storage feature in my models, my storing to my text file. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, I think that's it. I've done this bit. So if I'm storing data, then I call store text data. Let me have a look at my models domain. Over here. Text data gets stored as a file. Alright, cool.
cakes. Now you know.
No need to go out to enjoy your.
Oof, guys, I'll be back. Take a break.
教室の間際ぼんやり空を見てたノートに君の名前無意識で書いてたチャイムの音さえ聞こえないメロリズムだけうるさくなる自販機のコーラみたいに弾けるこの気持ちどうしよう君の名前が浮かんで消えない止めたいのに止まらない君の名前が浮かんで消えない心だけが走り出すもう待てない止まれないもう待てない止まれない相手の後肩に残る熱すれ違うだけで汗より熱くなるイヤホンから流れるラブソング全部君に向けて歌いたいあと一歩カット過ぎて制服の袖ギュッと握る君の名前が浮かんで消えない止めたいのに止まらない君の名前が浮かんで消えない心だけが走り出すもう待ってない止まれないもう待ってない止まれないトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥラトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥトゥラトゥトゥトゥトゥ
Swarovski.
Quiet, powerful, dentist inspired. A 4-week charge. That's my Oral-B IO. Upgrade now.
して優しくするのその声がまだ嫌いすぎて逃げ道さえ拒んでしまうなのにもう限界なのねえお願い私を裏切って些細な嘘で崩れさせてお願い嫌いにならせてまだ愛してるうちに終わらせたい
Guys, I'm back. Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. What was that?
好きでいさせてくれる優しさが一番酷だと知らなかった冷たくなってくれたな嫌いに追われたのに触れた指先を振りほどく勇気もなくてあなたのぬくもりに甘えてしまう好きだった面影 てそんな嘘信じたくない嫌いになる理由が欲しいただのシェルターでもいいねえお願い私を突き放して優しい声でさよならを言ってお願い嫌いにならせてこのままだとまた愛してしまうねえお願い私を突き放して優しい声でさよならを言ってお願い嫌いにならせてこのままだとまた愛してしまう好き嫌い好き嫌い好き好きな人
Sorry, guys. That's weird. Okay,
また君と歩く氷の溶けた午後3時サンダル越しに響く
Oh snap, I didn't even know there was a get files async. I just guessed it. I got it wrong as a typo. It's get file async. Yeah, consequence there.
胸の奥だけ騒がしいのは誰のせいアイスの棒に当たる確率より君がこっちを向くタイミングを待ってる私のこと見えてるくせにねちょっとぐらい気づいてよ多分夏の熱のせい急に近づく声に揺れ多分夏の熱のせい触れた指が焼けるみたいで多分夏の熱のせい平気なふりで笑っても私今日だけずっと君を見てるどうしてあなたはこんなにも鈍いの私ちゃんと好きって騒いでるのに二人きりの帰り道君は何も変わらなくてペットボトル片手にいつもの声でふざけてるああもうずるい私だけが焦がれてるこの気持ち気づかれないように隠してるコンビニの前で二人止まったままこの距離さえ越えられたらいいのに言えないことばかり増えてくねなんでだろう息が苦しい多分夏の熱のせい髪をほどく瞬間を見たね夏の熱のせいその目が刺さって離れない多分夏の熱のせいTeddy-Jimoh, Brigada, yeah. Teddy-Jimoh, Brigada, yeah. Jackie, with Jijo, yeah. 渋谷の夜に紛れて信号の赤がにじむ誰かの笑い声に心だけ置き去りあなたの視界の隅で一人きり知ってるねどうせ見えないならもっと綺麗に消えてみせる私いつまでたってもも深いあなたの物語には出てこないほんの数秒で消える青みたい空でも見てほしい 名前もない顔もないでも心はあなただけ私いつまでだってもモブがあなたの物語には出てこないほんの数秒で消える泡みたいそれでも見てほしいの私いつまでだってもモブがあなたはお姫様を救うおじさんあなたに恋せる胸人は私それで見てほしいのねモブガールでいいからフィクションでもいいあなたに触れた私モブガール Yeah 私モブガールねモブガールでいいからフィクションでもいいあなたに触れた私モブガール Yeah 私モブガール
So I'm kind of concerned about constructing this class every time I want to pass field data. I should use a method for that. But is there an advantage to constructing multiple times? Maybe, maybe not. I have multiple instances, that could be an advantage somewhere down the line, but for now, I'll leave things as they are, and then I can update my logic later. Oh, where's my coffee? Text data. So I'm just booting up my UWP application. Gonna just test my data flow. My build has already started. UWP is taking a while to load. If I get to this break and field data is passed, then I can assume that I could assume that I've stored my data. I'm off screen looking for my local folder directory so that I can hopefully find my text file once I've created my text file to store my user credentials. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can find my folder. Just having a look off screen. Wow, UWP is taking ages, but I think my app is off screen actually. My deploy succeeded. My application is loading now. I have the text change the text change event. So what's going on is that every time I update the text, I should have my data stored in my models domain. But to actually, when I say store, I mean stored in memory. But when I invoke my register button click event, I'm storing my username credentials onto a text file in my storage on my hard drive via storage file, my storage file, well, Windows storage file class. Oh gosh, guys, it's nearly Christmas Eve in the West. In certain countries, it's already Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everyone. In about 15 minutes, it's going to be Christmas Eve in the United Kingdom. I just looked at the time. I'm going to wrap up the stream soon because it's taken a while. I just want to check to make sure I'm passing my data, then I'll be good to wrap up. So it's been an over 2-hour stream. Wow, UWP's taking ages. Here we go. So, let's get started. I'm only not really validating, I'm only passing the usernames, so I'm gonna write wills. I'm gonna leave the other fields blank for now. I'm a bit worried because text change event for fields, text change event is kind of laggy, I find on my laptop in debug mode at least. So I'm kind of worried for performance. And already I'm getting something. I'm sure I'm gonna get like a null error or string.empty error right now. I just threw an exception. Oh, that's not good. Is it the other way around? Whoops. So I'm accessing the field of my property. I think it's my field. I'm assigning my field to my property, not my property to my field. Oops. I have to do it for the rest. Username, bot token. Where's my password? I only got bot token, no? Password. I have to restart my goodness me. What apps are you guys coding? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this as an archive, let me know in the comments, or if you're live watching it. Because I'm gonna wrap up the stream soon. I'm gonna use debugging to check my data flow. Where's the class? Line control. And everything I've been doing is just data flow, data access for the UI layer, and between the UI layer and business logic, really. It's not even the Telefy stuff, which is fun because I've already covered the Telegram API stuff, like the bare bones stuff, the last 10 workshops. It's kind of good I'm doing something a little bit different. I just felt so compelled to start another UWP project today. I'm glad I did. Okay, no Stack Overflow error, that's good, everything's working. I'm gonna hit register and see what happens. Okay. I didn't hit my break, which is a bit concerning. Did I hit an unhandled exception? See, I can minimize, like, put this in the side a little bit. Let's follow the debug step or the debug stepping all the way from the start from main page. So register button click. Let's see what's going on here. So okay, passing my text data to my text data to my controller. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot to. I'm constructing this. Wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, did I call? There's a field I have to talk about here. I have to update text data. I don't think I updated text data. No, I didn't. I forgot. Text data is not okay. Don't know how I feel about text data like this, but anyway. I might need to wear these headphones for now. I'm playing music. Okay, I'm gonna hit register, see what happens. Another Stack Overflow, I did the wrong thing again, so I need to stop my program. So I'm not assigning my property, I'm not assigning my property to my field, I'm assigning my field to my property. There we go. I'll restart my program. I think that's my only other property. Here's my models, let me check models. Yeah, there's no properties in there right now. I'll wait for my program or UWP app to start again. Hello, hello, UP, and I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. But someone said hello on the chat. Okay, Okay, my application is loading. I'm at the tail end of today's stream. I just want to check my data flow. Once I can confirm my text data, if I can confirm my text data was stored by checking my Solution Explorer, that'd be cool. I have a directory off screen. I'm gonna check for any text files that may have been created. I'm 100% sure about my text files. Okay. And let me see. Initialize my actions. Just make sure my parameters are correct. Oh, my text data is still no. That's so weird. Super. It's because I'm in a static context. I'll update that. Text data. Unless I didn't update my username, which I thought my username would have updated on my text change event. Double check that. Let me see. Try to use the Z. So there's wheels there with a Z. Oh, does it? No. Username, text data. Trace it again. There's my username. Pass UI data to view. Wheels. Text data. Text data is equal to wheels. Username is null. Why my username is still showing as null, I don't know. I think it's because I'm in a static context. It could be my assignment. I bet oh, okay. I get it. I think. What's my field? How can I see it? Maybe put my field in my watch list. Oh guys, I didn't instantiate these, but they're static, so it should be fine. My field members and watch. Username. So my telesense is active up. It's nearly Christmas Eve, guys. And I want to wrap up the stream. Text data. Text data. The bottom left text data is wheels. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I have to somehow instantiate this or the class. I know if I instantiate my username, it will be fine. If I'm in a static context, do I need to? It's just so weird. I'll figure this out. I think it's like reference issues. Super strange. Merry Christmas Eve, guys. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. If I still get null for my text data, I'm just going to use instancing for my data references. I just wanted to instantiate my class first to see if it makes a difference, even though I'm working in a static context. And then I'll wrap up the stream. Probably this will take like 5-10 minutes. This is my longest streams. This is my longest, or one of my longest streams, yeah. But just over 2 hours. Still getting issues. Okay, that's fine. I think it's instantiation issues. So I'll work with my instance of UI view. I really didn't want to, but I will for now. So I need to make username and password non-static members. It's probably because my class is... Last thing I'll try, guys, is I'll make my class static. So if this don't work, then I'll just try and I'll try and instantiate it in my view class, and then hopefully I've got my data flow working. I just have to keep track of instance data correctly. Sorry, W in my username field. Still no. Username still no. Get return username. Username. Equals username. Okay. There we go, guys. I saw it's, yeah, W showing up now, so I had to instantiate my class. What was that just now? That came through. Hopefully works. Text data is still showing W, which is promising. It's strange because username is still showing up as null. I'm still working in a weird context, an out of static context or something like that, I think. my fields are static, that's why maybe. Trying to get all the static references out here. Oh, well, not the action. The action has to be static. But this might not have to be static. The functions can be static, I'm sure that's fine. got a break on line 68. Need to start closing the stream, guys. But oh my gosh, maybe one or two more. If I don't get this my debug session here correct, I might just close the stream because it's really late now. The time is ticking. Let me check. So I got W stored as text data. If you look under here, I saw W. W is stored as value, so that's good. I'm returning W. I think should be. I did the setter wrong, didn't I? Say no, it's really been a while. Doesn't this work anymore? Oh, how does it work again? I can't remember. Isn't it like this? UI view. Not sure if I'm supposed to return my field or return my, yeah, I'm probably returning my field. Got this, my setting part wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Alright, so hopefully I got this run right session. It's one or two more times if I don't get this my debug run correct. I'll type in W. Okay. Oh, what happened? Is that right? I wasn't really looking. So I've got W as text data. Text data is W. Username. I think it worked. Yeah, it did. My setting value was incorrect. Like my syntax wasn't right. Like I had to put value. So now my username is storing W. Perfect. So now that that's stored in memory, I'm gonna hit login. No, I'm gonna hit register. Sorry. And I shouldn't have any null issues with my properties. Hopefully. Username is W. Excellent. Returning W. W, that's good. W is that. More controllers, initialize my actions. Okay, that's that. Initialize actions. Oh, am I invoking my function though? I initialized my action, but I didn't invoke my function. I need to, oh, well, where am I invoking field data transit? The reference, let me double check it before I continue. Oh, it's up here. Oh, yeah. It depends how I use my variable. That's interesting. check if I'm invoking this. If not, I have to actually invoke my variable somehow. No, I'm not using that. UI controller, suppose start date. I could just invoke the function, but then my action's not really being used. This is good for passing my method as a parameter, which is what I wanted to do because, hold on guys, let me just consider what I'm doing here. Router takes a field data. I don't think I'm doing this right, making my action public. I should be passing this as a parameter somewhere. My data flow isn't correct, I think. I could pass my action into router and call router somewhere else. But then it depends what this is doing. This would have to do what router is doing. Oh, that'd be full. Yeah, I don't know. I have no coffee here. Change my action back to prime. Change my architecture, or my structure rather. So I'm a core router. Response action. Ah, wow, really? Where is that? This. Guess I'll remake this public. Shouldn't. Well, See if my data flow is working. I guess in America it's not Christmas Eve yet, but in the UK it's Christmas Eve. I just realized, in case there's any American viewers. So now I'm invoking my storage folder API. Hopefully I've stored my credential in a text file. I'm not sure where to find my directory, but yeah, I got to the end of that, which is good. Let's see if I can find the file. I don't know if it's in my working directory or in my hidden folders. Hidden folders is actually like hidden folders in Solution Explorer that applications can access. Let me see. See if I can find it in my working directory first or something. What did I name the file? Models. User credentials.txt. I'm just off screen having a look. I can do a quick search. I don't know if it's going to come up on the main screen. No, okay, that's good. So see if I can find the user credentials on General Solution Explorer search. I don't know if this file is going to pop up. I guess the best way is to load the data and see if it comes up. Ooh, that's a good shout. Since I have my logic here. What is this? Data storage. Goodness me, I'm tired. Here's my login button. So all I'm doing is loading. Where's my models? Store text data. I'm just going to grab this. Actually, I don't need to do that. Working statically. Data storage. Load data from storage. Just like that. There's no parameters here. Right, and then I'm going to check if I'm successful loading my user credential, my W. Then I shall be able to store a variable as W, hopefully. So I'll try and log in before I register, just to make sure W is intact. Okay. I'm not sure what will happen. Even if this doesn't work, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream because of time. try and log in first. Unable to find the file. Seems we're not really making the file. Super weird. User cred. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Credentials. It should be credentials. D-E-N, not D-N-E. Oops. Credentials. I spelled it completely wrong. Let's try that again. Oh, that was cool. Oh, guys, look at that. Yeah, I thought I had to update my app. So, text is assigned W, which comes from Windows storage file read text file. So, my login feature works. My registration and login feature work. Excellent stuff. I'm quite pleased. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream. So, what have I done today? Well, I'm going to summarize. So, in the previous live streams, I did the Telegram bot API stuff, pushed Hello World from my Telefy app to my Telegram client. So my bot chat said Hello World. Today, I used data access design patterns. I borrowed from like ASP.NET MVC design patterns, just really light stuff, nothing too extensive, just the concepts really. Just to do my data access for my login. So I was able to store username and retrieve it to login. I exposed my login my username via debugging just now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna quickly check the live chat, and if there's no updates, I'm just gonna. Oh, before I go, guys, if you're interested, if you guys are interested in one-to-one comprehensive .NET C# training, I'm running a bootcamp, Learn C# Masterclass. It's piloting right now, so information for my Learn C# Masterclass will be in the description of the archive of this stream. Okay, so have a look if you guys are interested. Okay, or just reach me on LinkedIn or my social media handles. Guys, thanks for tuning in. For every one of you that tuned in, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. I appreciate the views. I appreciate your support. Everyone have a wonderful Christmas. Take care, guys. Bye bye.